flavor.
Yeah.
There's not more sugar in it, though. There's one. That's the only thing I did do differently on that.
I like the other better.
I do too.
Almost tastes
So
like
they-
pecans.
No,
It's something different.
It's real buttery.
no. Exact same amount of butter, same amount of graham cracker crust or graham crackers, and all that's
Something's
the
different.
same. The only thing was different was the last time it calls for you to bake it at 350 for like what was it, 10 or 15 minutes. I can't remember which one it was. And that's what I did this time. I did it the exact way that the recipe said. Whereas the last time, because it says you don't have to do it, you can have it, room temperature. The only other thing is like the last time, I know I only left it in there for 5 minutes. So it wasn't in as long. And I think maybe leaving it in a little longer makes it a little harder. Would you not agree?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a little harder than it was before.
I thought the flavor was a little
good.
different.
That's what you're weird. But
Maybe. I like it.
But maybe you shouldn't have it in anymore.
I like it, I say. I like it, the hard crust.
I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't have any.
It's good.
I really would have to have one from the other one side by side. You can't really tell for sure. They got a ton of different cheesecakes in that book you can make. Because Sherry was commenting, what are you going to make in there next?
I think I like just a plain cheesecake now.
Mm-hmm. That's what this is. This is a plain cheesecake. Or New York style.
So good.
Tickle me.
This stuff seems like Saturday for some reason to me. It's funny.
Yesterday it seemed like Friday to us all day long. And then we had Michael with us Saturday, and had him with us all day Monday, and had him with us for a good part of Tuesday.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
He wanted to come over
Yeah,
Tuesday,
she
huh?
didn't get off or nothing.
Good from the other
Huh?
night.
Michael wanted to come home Tuesday?
Well,
Oh, you went to the movie, didn't you?
yeah, because he wanted to go see Saturday, and so we just we put it on hold for right now.
It turned the whole other direction.
Yeah, because he wants to go see
Buzz Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear, and that comes out in June.
Oh.
His bedroom furniture. You told him they had redelivered. Did you tell him about that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We went back out, and we did thank the people. Because they did take care of it.
I need to send a
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, they called the guy from who runs that show over there. And his name's Gabriel, and waited until I got out there.
Yeah.
And he told the guys, he goes, "Don't want you doing nothing until Dad gets out here to look at it." And so I did, and the guys that had come out there, they were fantastic actually.
There's some.
So they did very well. So we took Michael out Saturday, and we went, after we picked him up, we went over to Bob's, because we were gonna get a hold of that one manager and thank him. Well, we ended up actually getting the store manager, one who was over everybody.
Oh.
She was there, and we told her, and she said, well, it was the guy we had dealt with, his name was Sean, and she said, well, that when we had come in there that previous Saturday or 2 Saturdays before about all that, she goes, he followed up first thing on Monday when I came in, And that was, everything was taken care of for that, so.
That cheese
Glad that
was good.
everybody took care of everything and did all that. But, you know, we made sure to go in there and say, you know, people are quick to complain, you know, they're not quick to compliment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she appreciated that. Sherry said she's gonna send a note in, you know, about how they did take care of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and she said she would forward that along to corporate, so.
Oh, that's nice.
And we're getting $150 back for the delivery. but-
Are we?
Yeah, they said whether or not it was going as a, in-store credit or whatever, but Michael's acting like he wants a recliner from out there, so.
Oh,
we'll
really?
just
Oh, wow.
Put it towards,
That's
a recliner, in-store credit, so.
Which would be nice for his room, cause
Sure.
it's just the bed and
Big
he'd
room.
like to have probably sit in that, he'd probably, that probably feels good to him.
Yeah, I bet. You can enjoy it.
He was sitting in there when we were talking to the managers and he's like, what did he told you, didn't he, that he wanted a recliner?
To buy it, he says to buy it.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll be buying that one, he was in a pretty fancy schmancy, but
yeah, it was all power, recline
I'm
and
gonna
everything
have to
else.
buy a used one, or
Well, he
maybe we
wants
can
that
get it in
kind.
there.
He wants that kind. Maybe they'll
They're
maybe
stacking boxes.
Yeah, he better be working hard
Yeah.
over in industry.
Oh, he, yeah.
maybe they'll give you a deal.
Well, I'm sure they probably would, plus he's got the credit. I know he's got some money.
Let him deal with him. He'll get him to put it down.
I took him, the day we went in to complain, I took him in there and said, this is your customer. Oh yeah, I said, this is Michael Keyshaw. I said, this is your customer.
Yeah.
Tell him hi, Michael. Hi. Put his hand out. I told him, I said, Michael stacks boxes to get money to come here to buy your furniture. I said, yeah, I forget exactly what I said, but I said when it was delivered and set up, very disappointed. We have pictures. We have pictures, but yeah, I wanted him to see Michael. I just did. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's Michael's stuff. And you know, I said, your furniture is the only thing in the world that that place he owns, and it's disappointing. It's not functional. It's broken.
I wonder why that
The bed's
happens.
unsafe. And had my pictures out. And you know, the thing is, you can go in and you can say something, but you know, so many people probably, you know, you don't know anybody from Adam, but when you bring the pictures out and show the pictures, boy, that's that.
Yeah.
Then they see it and they realize you're not
They
in
couldn't
there.
hardly
Just,
believe it, probably.
and then it went super
Yeah,
quick. Quickly.
yeah, but then at the same time too, they didn't question you a whole lot about it either, though. So
Not
maybe
when you
they
show it.
It just
did.
happens sometimes.
Sure.
Was it just a bad set, or?
We think it was the delivery people that were contracted with them on that particular
Real
day.
careless.
that-
Well, I don't think they were careless with the nightstand. I think that was probably damaged in shipping, and the finish on it should have never. If I told that the main store manager that second time we were out there, I said that should have never went through quality control or quality assurance. They should have never went through there because the one side the finish was bad, and the other side was a bad scratch all the way down. Now that could have been one of two things. Could have been shipping or the guy's manhandling. That could have been either one. But the one was a finish problem, and it was a bad finish problem. It's like they just threw it on there, and it's like, yeah, just get it out.
But that was the least of the problem.
That
the
was,
drawers,
yeah, the drawers were completely
Wouldn't open and close.
destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Like somebody just took it and threw it.
it was bad. Part of the headboard at the bottom wasn't put together, so the whole bed was
Shaking back and forth.
wiggling.
Yep.
They didn't take the dresser drawer fulls had like cardboard slats in each one of the hardware, and they had taken them all out, but one they left big old piece of cardboard in there that you would have to take, you know, unscrew it, which that's not a big deal, but when you're paying to
Ginger, get out
have it
here.
set up and delivered,
Yeah.
but yeah, so there was still
Ginger.
cardboard stuck in the
Get out here.
and the dresser knob that you couldn't just take out. And then the women that worked there nicely told us that they were rude. They left a big, what was it, the little foam?
Styrofoam.
Down the
Yeah.
hallway and throughout the room that they had to clean up and vacuum. And we paid, you know, his money paid for delivery. That was $150. That was for setup,
Oh.
clean up, you know, should have
Yeah.
been set up right. We took pictures the whole if you lifted the mattress up, there were slats, wooden slats that go across
Yeah.
the bed to support it. Some of those slats were missing screws, literally. I mean, I have pictures. And one of the screws, you could tell they put it in crooked, tried to do it again, half ratcheted it out, and then just left it crooked.
Oh yeah, and it was like that far up.
Yeah, and the bed itself was just like, I mean, it was just literally. It
They
wasn't.
fall apart.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and I even told I said something to the girls there. I said no, there hadn't been a board or something supposed to be down here. There's no way that should have been left up like that. So we had said something to the people over at Bob's Furniture when we were there, and he took me back and around, and it was a comparable bed, and I said, yep. I said that bottom brace. I said that's not on the other one. Oh, well, yeah, that's a problem. So it was funny because when the new guys came out to swap everything out, he said, well, what's wrong with the bed? And I looked at it and I said, I pulled up the mattress. Well, he had gone ahead and he must have looked, and he put a couple of the screws in there, and he looked at the other one, and I said, yeah, but this one over here, oh, he took that out. And then how like the drawers didn't seem like they were quite right. He showed me on there. He goes, "This is how you adjust them."
Yeah, they
And he adjusted it, and then they were fine. And then he says, "So what was the headboard?" And I told him, I said, "There's supposed to be a brace down there." And he's like, "Yeah, that don't look right." So he took everything apart, and they took it out, and he brought the new one in. He goes, "Oh, I found the problem." He says, "It's up here." He says the brace stays up here if you have one of them beds that you have your own metal frame and it attaches. Then he says there's two notches down below. He says that's where you put that a metal frame into there, and that keeps it strong. He says, but if you don't have that, he says the brace is up here. You take that out and you drop it down, and then you screw that in. So that's what he did on the new one. And yeah, after that, everything
when
was
we
fine.
went back in, that bed didn't move. The bed didn't move. The nightstand drawers were like butter. The dressers was cleaned. Everything was. I mean, it was perfect. I mean, that was perfect. But yeah, I mean, I get it. It's Bob's Discount Furniture, and it is. It's that plywood is cheap stuff. It is. But when it's not set up and stay safe, and it's
Yeah.
rickety, rackety, rockety, the mattress is you have this much of a gap between the mattress and where the footboard is, and this much from where the headboard is, and the whole bed is coming down and goes like this because you don't have a brace up here. Well, yeah. And then the broken nightstand, that would look the worst. They literally left broken, warped
And when they,
drawer.
when they were questioned by the staff there, their answer was simply, "Well, you need to call customer service." No, they're contracted, drivers. They're from JB Hunt, which they're known to treat their employees terrible anyway. So, and you stop and think about it. A crew of 2, they're getting paid $150, and they're sitting there for an hour. Well, he still got to pay his own gas, his own insurance, and everything else on that big old truck. And between the two of them, they're not making much.
Probably not.
They're coming from the western suburbs for their deliveries for the day.
Because where are they located? I forgot what you said.
Well, that's the retail store, but the warehouse is in suburbs of Chicago where they, where the trucks come out of. I don't know how many crews they have. Imagine they have probably quite a few crews.
Probably.
Yeah, I bet.
I don't know how many of the Bob Discount stores are in the Chicago area. What?
When we went in and talked to Bob.
They probably had the biggest laugh with us. So we walk in there,
Bob's Discount
and there is
Furniture.
this goofy looking guy
Yeah.
off to the side, but he's like wearing a 70s leisure suit, and he's got
different.
he looks different, he acts different, and it was weird because Sherry walked in, and there was like 2 people there with like tablets on and something around their neck. They look like they're census takers, and they're like, "Can I help you today? Welcome to Bob's." And we're like, Yeah, we're looking for Bob. So she's talking like Bob, but the owner, Bob's. Well, it just happened to be this goofy-looking guy over here. His name's Bob, I guess. And so we're like, you
We
can't
thought
be
he
kidding us. He's actually here, you know? And we go in there, and she's over there telling him the whole story, and he's just looking like a deer in the headlights. Like, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. And he's like, well, the manager, the manager. That's what threw us off. He's like, the manager on duty's up here. And we were walking there, and she was like,
I'm like, why would Bob
that
take care of
is so unprofessional. Bob didn't take care of. Bob's just a salesperson. It just happened to be there, and the Bob was there.
We laughed because we thought
Oh my
we
gosh.
thought he was
We thought
the
he was
Bob.
the Bob,
Yeah.
and he was not the Bob.
And it was funny because
He was a Bob.
the day that we took Michael back to go in and thank him for having everything the right way, we parked in the parking lot, get out of the van, and just as we were getting out, Bob was coming out, I guess for a cigarette break or something.
Wearing the exact same
Yes.
leisure suit.
And he looked at us and he just kind of turned his head and he kept walking and he went and disappeared behind. It must be a panel. They can go back there and take a break or something.
Yeah.
So we were laughing and oh
Yeah,
my
it was
goodness, Bob doesn't
hilarious.
want to talk to us today, I
Yeah.
guess, but
That's funny.
He was over there and started laughing.
probably.
I wonder if the real Bob's ever there.
This guy's different though. This guy is, I don't know, he reminds me of somebody in a really, I don't like Steve Martin, but like a bad Steve Martin movie. The clothing and the
Yes.
suit and just something that's
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
I don't know how to explain it. He's
Well, if
very-
you ever
he's
go
just
there,
different.
you'll if he's ever working, you'll be able to pick him right out. Oh yeah, that's Bob.
He wants to be like that.
He's
He
kind of
kinda-
like a cross between Orville Redenbacher.
And a Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Orville Redenbacher.
Yeah. Yes, and he's just kind of different.
The suit kind of looked like Pee Wee Herman's
Yes.
suit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's kind of those skinny suits. It kind of
Yeah,
hugs
yeah.
him, and he looks like Orville Redenbacher. And it just doesn't
Yep.
suit.
Is he
it.
ultimate
It
butter?
doesn't suit it. It's just
Yes,
different.
popcorn.
He movie theater
you
butter
are
or
one of
ultimate
mine.
butter?
That's what you're right.
It's a,
What?
like on the movie. I know you are, but one of mine.
Oh,
You ever see that?
If
movie?
you
Pee-wee's-
ever eat my
Pee-wee's
popcorn,
Big
I'm sure
Adventure?
it's not Orville
I think
Redenbacher.
I watched all of it.
Yeah,
If
I
you
know I
if
have
you
one
know
of mine.
going in you're gonna lose brain cells, then it's a funny movie. If you're going in thinking that you're gonna get something out of it, you're gonna be
You don't know if you've
disappointed.
seen it or not. Is that what
I
you're
can't remember if I've seen
Well,
bits of it.
you would have to remember because one of the most iconic things in it is he gets up on top of a bar in those white heeled
Biker bar.
shoes and he does the dun 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 dun
Oh no, I
The
He
didn't
does
see
tequila.
that.
and these big what kind of shoes are
Ah, the
platforms?
tequila.
Big white platforms. It's hilarious. And his pant legs are always too short and his
Yeah.
suit and then these big white platforms and he's up there. No 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 no. Yeah.
Oh, Ruben.
And then he ended up
Yeah.
knocking all the bikes down. They were in
Yeah.
a line. It was like a domino. It's like, oops. Anyway,
Yeah, all the motorcycles.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that part I know.
those platform shoes, though. That and have you ever seen Dirty Rotten Scoundrels with Steve Martin and who is
Not all
Michael
of it.
Caine.
that is it's a good story
Is it?
because they
It's a real
yes,
good story.
Don't tell them the end,
No.
but it's a really good and it's hilarious.
I don't think I've seen that.
That's one movie I just die laughing.
I should see it.
Martin,
And
Steve
I like-
Martin was
I like Steve
so
Martin.
funny in that.
He don't like Steve Martin. I do.
Oh my gosh!
He
To me,
is-
that was the best movies because he's different as far as his comedy work. You know, like in The Jerk and
I
stuff
didn't
like
like
that.
those.
I don't like that
Yeah,
either.
I do, but I know a lot of people don't. But in Dirty Rotten
That
Scoundrels,
one's good.
that was just absolutely hilarious.
And you have to watch it to the very, very end because
Yeah.
it's just like, wow.
Well, I hope that comes
Really?
under. Maybe I can rent that free on Amazon. I don't know.
You might be able to.
It might be the only one of his movies I have watched all the way through. Some of
'Cause
them
I
I
got
don't
that
like
Prime
either.
Video. I've never got a movie yet to watch, but
The what?
the Prime Video.
You haven't gotten
I
what?
haven't got to see a movie
Why?
on there yet.
Why?
I just haven't.
Well, I know why. I understand you haven't, but why?
She doesn't.
I'm busy.
She doesn't have
Dizzy.
time.
Busy.
Dizzy.
Busy.
Yeah. Okay.
Busy.
Well,
busy,
no, I
busy,
see that. Dizzy.
whatever.
Busy bees.
I'm busy.
What's the prepositions?
Well, from Schoolhouse
Oh,
Rock.
oh,
Look
I
at
want to
Always-
see now. I want to
always-
see the what do you call it?
Always on the
Rum
prowl.
Diary? Is that what that was?
Rum
The
Diary?
Rum Diary with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I want to see that.
Really?
Oh yeah, Johnny
There's all
Depp
their
won
big,
the.
fuss about them.
Johnny Depp won
Yeah, I saw
the
it.
case.
It's
I've
a
been
movie,
watching.
or it's a movie about him.
It's their movie where they fell in love in that movie.
Oh, I didn't
The
know
Rum
that.
Diary. The Rum
Huh.
Diary. Yeah, I want to see that.
Johnny Depp's different.
Oh, yeah.
I like him.
He was the one
But
that played in
I
Pirates of the
honestly,
Caribbean.
it's the
I'm
truth.
surprised there hasn't been a movie called Red
Yeah.
Room.
Big
Because
old
he was
horse
so
trial
messed
with
up
his
on
wife.
booze and
Yeah.
drugs. I'm sure he
Ex-wife.
did a lot of bad things.
I bet he
I
did
do.
too. I bet
I
he did
honestly
too.
believe a lot of her story. I really do. But you know, he's liked so well. People were so disappointed he got messed up, and he's got all that fan base. And don't think he don't have a team that would put out a lot of
Oh,
bad
sure.
things for her. I
Sure.
do believe her, and that's
Sure.
sad
Sure,
that
sure.
that I think that
He's a good actor.
happened.
He's a good actor. He played whatever he wanted. I mean, I don't know, and I'm not going
Yeah.
to judge him, but I'm sure he played. If he wanted to play a part in there, he played it and did a darn good job of it. I'm
Well,
sure.
I told Judy, I said they're both acting.
They're
You
they
can
both
tell.
did great.
They're both actors and they're both acting.
She did too then, because I've never even seen her in
Yeah.
anything. So
She did. I watched as
Well, have
much
you
of the
heard of her?
trial as I could, and the way he talked. If I had to sit and listen to him tell something, I'd go insane. He talks really kind of slow and broken, and elaborated on all this stuff, you know. And man,
wouldn't it be
Look at
interesting
that,
if a couple, like if they had, like they were getting along fine, but they went into court like that, and the whole thing was an act, and see who chooses who, you know, like what the verdict is, and then have them come out and say the whole thing was,
yeah.
and you know, but you picked her, and I don't know. Sounds like a game
Who was
show.
that guy
No,
that
that's,
played Johnny Cash?
Oh, that's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
He's
Did
He's
you
different.
see?
He's
yeah,
real
but did you
different.
see what he did?
No.
Johnny Sense.
Supposedly, he was like on drugs and everything, and he was
Oh, I know what you're talking
doing
about.
everything really bad, and wanting to see what it was he was acting this whole thing out, trying to see how people would respond to him.
His hair and beard, he let all get awful and everything.
And then he came out and said it was just all a big act, and everybody
wow.
fell for it.
Oh
And
wow.
people couldn't believe that he was that good to make, people believe that he was really that down and out and
I remember
doing
that.
all that stuff.
He is a real good actor, though.
He played in what was it with the clown and the,
Joker.
no, but where he was is that what it was?
Yeah,
The Joker?
Joaquin Phoenix.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I don't
He lost so much weight.
I
for
don't
that,
recommend
for
the
that
movie,
role.
but if you take
It's
it
a
for what it is,
dark.
if you
movie,
take it
though.
for what it is with people who do have drug addiction and mental illness, and you look at it in that light,
mental illness more than drug addiction.
yeah, because I mean, there's some dark, twisted, sick things in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I imagine that a lot of those things, I don't know if it's that extreme, but he
But
really did a good job
he
at
does show that he
portraying
is
being
extraordinary.
messed up as a
actor.
kid.
But I think they said he'll lose
Through
like
his
60
life.
pounds for that role.
His
He
mother,
was thin and bone. I
yeah,
mean, he
the
was
mother
skin and
messed
bones
him
in
up
that.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Supposedly,
in the
it,
movie. Yeah.
it stemmed that he had mental illness and problems from his
Oh.
mother as a kid, and then he got addicted on stuff,
Well-
dealing with that, and it got out of hand.
You might not have heard anything about the Johnny Depp trial thing, but his mother abused him verbally, mostly, a little bit maybe physically, but mostly it was verbal. And even though that happened and she treated him really bad, when she got old, he took care of her. He got her a big place to live and had all the nursing care, so she didn't have to go to nursing home or nothing.
Mm.
And they said, even though she abused him,
Yeah.
he treated her good. He said when he was little, he had a lazy eye. He said my left eye was lazy. But that got to me because I did. I had to wear a patch and all that glasses stuff. He said he had to wear a patch and he had this and that. And his mom always called him one eye because it bothered him that she did that. And she was always picking on him all the time.
Sure.
And I thought, oh gosh, she had lazy eye. I didn't. I thought, blah blah blah. He told a whole lot of story about his childhood, and he drug it out. Of course, his lawyers let him tell all this stuff because it's interesting to see what he went through as a kid
Where he came from.
with his dad and his mom.
Hmm.
And his mom was Betty Sue. Betty Sue. His dad.
I couldn't stand to listen to him talk all the time because he just on and on.
And he
And
kinda
a couple
did that.
times, I think it was the
Filling
other
out
lawyer.
slang.
The other lawyer would ask him a question, he'd be answering, and then the lawyer would go into something else right away, and Johnny wasn't done. And a couple times he says, "Did you want me to finish this answer or not?" Something like that, you know.
It's a yes or no question, Mr. Dip.
And then he asked him a question. He said, "Yes or no?" To the lawyer.
Well, maybe.
So it was a
Yeah,
yes
yeah.
or no question.
Yeah, so he said yes or no.
Well, maybe he wants to try and.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Well,
I
maybe.
liked him. I liked him. I watched
Well, maybe he wants to go in depth with him.
It sounds like his role in Pirates of the Caribbean that he would have said something like
Sure,
just
yeah.
exactly like that.
him. Oh, and the other attorney's name was Rottenborn. And
Rottenborn?
Rottenborn, that was her attorney. And Johnny would say, "Yes, Mr. Rottenborn." he did say that a lot. Well, he was rubbing that in. Well, when Mr. Rottenborn would say something, he'd count down and talk. He kind of talked slow and do kind of low voice. He might have been maybe from the south, but not a lot, you know. But just slow and a deep voice, and take his time, and how he was leaning on the bar when she threw that bottle. You know, he was kind of leaning back on the bar. My hand was on the bar, the marble bar, and she threw the one bottle, whizzed past my head and missed me. But then she grabbed the jug of vodka with the handle.
Ooh.
Then she threw it, hit my hand. My hand was on the bar. Blah blah blah. And just listen to all of it. I like stuff like that. And I talked to Rhonda. She, I wouldn't watch any of that. I'm so sick of those Hollywood types. Well, fine. I don't like them either, but that was interesting. And you hear all the bad, and there was a lot of bad things that you didn't hear because they muted it. If it was real bad stuff, the TV wouldn't let you know.
Wow.
And there was a lot of it, but we did hear a lot of bad things anyway, bad, icky stuff. But it must have been really bad when they didn't tell us. Really bad.
Wow.
Well, he wants to get in
And
depth with
he's
him.
not very nice, Johnny.
So,
He's very nice. That's why I figured, some of that stuff she's telling the truth. That's what I think. But
well, he's trying to
he
get
just
him.
wanted to get even with her, so he did. Because he was in the United Kingdom playing in his band when the verdict come across. He didn't come back for it. She was there.
He was in the band?
I didn't know he was in band. Really?
That's his first love. He didn't want to be an actor. He's a guitar player.
Never knew that.
That's why he says, I wouldn't cut off my own. Why would I cut off my own finger? He said, like she says he cut it himself. He says, why would I do that? He says, you got to have your hand to play your guitar. Why would I take a chance on messing up the only thing I ever loved?
Wow. Yeah.
And I'll tell you how he got into acting. He says, he was doing everything he could to make some money at first. He says, I wanted to go and play music. He says, that's my first love. I want to do that. But, he wasn't getting a lot of money, and he had to have some kind of money, and he had a friend, Nicolas Cage, who was an actor. So I needed some extra money, and Nicolas says, I think you could be an actor. Right?
Yeah, I can be one. Anybody can.
Go see my agent. I think you could be an actor. Well, he went and read a part, and there was a lady agent, and they liked him. So they called him back to read something. I can't remember what that first movie was.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape is one of the older
I
ones
don't
I've
remember.
seen.
That is a real good movie with him.
Anyway, they hired him. He says he couldn't believe it. He says, I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to be an actor. He's kind of shy, kind of a shy type. And so he said, it just happened. He said, it just happened. And he was telling about going from nothing to heaven and everything. He said, it just happened to me. Yeah, I didn't want it to happen. And it was interesting. Well, now he's playing music with his band because nobody wants him for an actor. Because they ruined his career. But he might get his career back now. I don't know.
Well, I heard something where they said that his career may be coming back and might be stronger than it was.
Really?
So,
I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people liked him. They were out there every day. They lined up at 1 o'clock in the morning to get into the court to see if they could get in the jury box, the gallery, not the jury. And there was some older lady there. She's probably in her 50s, and she had I don't know if she had a baby in the stroller or with the carriage. She said it was Johnny's love child. She had the baby there, and she wanted to be there. And she was telling the police, that's not Johnny's baby. And, it was all nuts. That's
yeah,
interesting.
older lady in her 50s.
Well, she could have been in her 40s. I don't know. I couldn't tell her. I couldn't judge her age.
The only movies
She
I saw
probably was in her
his
40s.
was that Edward Scissorhands,
Yeah, that
I
was
saw
And the
part
first-
of that. Yeah.
Caribbean.
I've never seen any of the pirate things.
Oh, you'd like
those are
them. They're
hilarious.
good. They're
They're
good
actually
stories.
very
I think
good.
I've seen like a little bit of it, and I just never watched it.
The pirates
No,
are a little
it's good.
scary though, aren't they?
Oh,
Pirates are a little
they?
scary.
What's the movie though that you just
When
said?
you find out what,
They're
what's
not
going on with
scary.
the pirates,
Shut
it's
up.
a little scary.
They're not.
What's
Shut up.
eating-
No, you
Eating
scared of
Gilbert
widow
Grape.
pirates.
That
scared of
movie,
Saw.
I definitely recommend. What's
You've
Eating
never
Gilbert
watched
Grape.
it.
Was that
You're
the one?
scared of
No,
it?
wait a minute.
No,
Was that
Yeah.
the one where he was
I
Yeah.
used to.
farm?
No.
Yeah, he's really
Oh,
good.
we did
With,
see
with
that movie.
Leonardo
I'm not.
DiCaprio.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
he's like
Must
he's
something
the-
a little
yes,
matter with
yes.
I'm not.
Yes, we saw
I
that.
used to.
That was a real good movie.
Yeah, it's a good
was
story.
Oh,
That's-
here's another one that we
I
didn't
used
get
to
into all of
be.
it, but I want to see it again. The Secret Window.
For the
Have you seen that?
No.
We
Yeah,
got
that's
part of
like-
that.
yeah,
that
that's
was
a-
excellent.
Like,
It's real
No,
different and
I don't
sweet.
sleep with a nightlight.
Not spooky like ghosts, but just eerie. Oh, I
Who's
want
in
to
it?
rent that. Johnny Depp.
Really, the
I don't know
Secret
who
Window.
else, but I want to rent. I don't know if he rented or if I get it free. I probably have to
can't
rent
rent.
that one on my Prime Video.
Okay. all right.
But you, most of them,
Whatever
you,
you can do.
I think he on his movies you got to pay like $3.99. There's only some of them are free, but they're be old. But I haven't seen hardly any movies anyway, so
The Secret Window. Okay.
yeah, it was good. It was real suspenseful and I can't remember if he was good or bad in there.
But he ended up being bad.
But it was
Well,
like
don't
an
tell
eerie thing. It was like I can't
Yeah,
even
don't spoil it.
I
Remind
might have seen that a long time ago.
Spoiled it.
Familiar, but
It was good. But otherwise, I haven't seen. And you know, I looked him up in all his movies. I didn't realize he made so many movies. He's made all kinds of them. Probably he wasn't the
Alice in
star at the
Wonderland.
time,
No,
yeah, Alice
he
in
wasn't.
Wonderland, that was
but
different.
I haven't seen that one.
They're probably good. They're probably good.
Didn't you do Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Second
different.
one.
I didn't like it.
He has his own
Yeah,
twist,
it's
you know,
weird.
and he has
I
his
know.
own flair,
He's a
flavor,
little
whatever you
different.
want to call it.
It
And so
sucked.
when you see him in that, and then he also plays in Alice in Wonderland,
Yeah, I heard that too.
and it was so it was so different.
He should
it
have
was
been
good, if that
Blackbeard in
makes
Once
sense
Upon
to
a
you.
Time. That would have been
And
hilarious.
then
He
what's
should
one
have
where
been
he
a
was that
pirate once upon a
barber?
time.
It was a musical.
Hook is
And,
okay. It's like,
You bloody
You
mate.
watched it. You watched it with me. The girl
No.
with the red curly hair.
Visit
isn't
MS
it?
One.
It was.
Hook and
It's a. It's
Johnny
a,
Depp both like rum.
creepy.
They'd be
No, well, it's a musical, but I'd have to look it
Yeah,
up. but
Crackbeard.
I think I've seen a commercial for that
It's
one. when
plays
I
a
looked them
barber
up.
in it.
Okay. I don't
I know
remember.
we've seen it.
Okay.
I remember watching it with you, but
Yeah, he's a little different.
a lot of they're very different.
We gotta get going pretty quick.
Well, Johnny Depp.
Give him his card.
Yeah, you get your
Okay.
card.
Johnny Depp was in depth with him.
Shaver. You give it to
Doesn't
me.
make any sense.
Remember? Because you go in depth.
The
Give
depth.
it to me.
Yeah,
Do
in
it,
depth.
give it.
Debt.
Giant.
Depth.
Well,
That's
What's
pretty
that?
Instead of depth, it's depth.
Thank you.
Oh, debt.
Yeah, in depth with him.
Yep, and debt.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
There's
my
$20
idea.
on there.
On those fruits and vegetables.
That was my idea. I had to sit at her house for like over an hour waiting for her to come home.
That's because I was getting a new phone and stuff.
Can you Google Johnny Depp movies, or are you in the middle of something?
I'm in
Where'd
the
you
middle
get your
of
phone
something.
from?
What?
Did you have to go to a Verizon store or something?
No, I go through US Sailor now.
U.S. Sailor? You mean U.S. Cellular?
Oh.
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
U.S. Sailor.
Yeah.
Shut up.
For a great son, on your birthday, son, we're wishing you a moment to take pride in who you are and what you stand for. We're wishing you a chance to spend time doing things you enjoy with people you love. Oh, I'm back in the world. We're wishing you a day that's happy, a heart that's full, and a life that's rich. No one deserves it more. Happy birthday, love, Mom.
Oh,
Oh!
aren't you special?
Aren't I though? Oh,
Only on June 3rd.
Look behind you.
Well, you're watching me some more? I love your daddy.
Yeah,
Look.
hopefully she won't attack you.
Johnny Depp movie.
Jim,
Did you like the second Willy Wonka?
Yeah.
do you know Nicholas Cage
I
was
think I
married
did,
to
but
a
I can't
black
I
remember
didn't
woman?
like it. It was weird.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
I
is
saw that
weird.
on the internet.
Bailey
That's
doesn't.
weird now.
Bailey didn't like it because
What is it called, Sherry?
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
no, I didn't.
I
know.
don't see it yet.
What?
I see it before.
What's that? Oh, the movie? You look at movies?
Well, I was trying to
Oh,
find.
gosh. Mm. I know.
Yep.
Okay, list of Johnny Depp movies ranked best for.
In depth.
Yeah, you love your dad, huh?
He was born in 1963.
Who?
Johnny Depp.
Oh, wow.
He was born in 1963, Jim. I thought he was younger than us.
No?
He's a Gemini.
He's looking
June
old.
9th.
June
He's
9th.
looking old on the TV.
Yeah, a couple of the photos I've seen of him, yeah. Makeup does a lot for you.
And when he has a suit on, and it looks like an older gentleman.
Crybaby. He was good in Crybaby with
Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake.
I've never seen that.
I know, I love that. It's like a little black heart on her nose.
Yeah.